Hey 2K community, it's the one and only Queen Chill Mo coming at you with my introductory video to my league expansion team that I call the Chicago Ice. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to my league team. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a look at our uniforms and our roster before getting into our first episode of our gameplay. So without further ado, let's take a look at these uniforms that I've created. Alright, so I went with the Carolina blue colors because that's actually one of my favorite colors. Love it, love it, love it. And so, I mean, I didn't do anything creative with the uniforms. I pretty much just kept it simple on the home, away, and alternate jerseys, to be honest with you. So this is our home jerseys. Pretty much just rolling with the Carolina blue colors. And our actual away jerseys is the Carolina blue color itself. With the black trim. Nothing on the sides or anything, just our team logo on our short sleeves or our short on our shorts. And I don't know, I just went with the Jordan brand over the Nike brand because I noticed a lot of NBA teams have that Nike logo, being that Nike sponsors their uniforms now. And I believe Charlotte's the only team that has the Jordan logo, since, you know, obviously because Michael owns the team. But yeah, I just went with the Jordan logo just to be different. And then our alternate jerseys are what I like to call the black ice jerseys. You know, we're going with the Chicago Ice as our team, not logo, but our team mascot, if you will. Pretty much just playing off the weather of Chicago. And so black ice is something that's real, not only in the city of Chicago, but many cities across America. So I kind of wanted to play off that one in creating the alternate jerseys. So let me show you our roster, and then we'll get into some gameplay. Just to give you a little backstory on our roster, this is actually our second season. I pretty much started my league expansion my first season, but the first season I pretty much just simulated the entire season, and was wanting to hurry up and not hurry up, but just basically get the rebuilding started. I mean, I pretty much went with a bunch of young players that first year because I wanted to make sure we had a lot of a lot of salary cap space available to go out and make a run at some of the best players in the NBA that'll be free agents at the end of this season, which was actually our first season. And then, of course, with us being an expansion team, we certainly wanted to put ourselves in position to get a high draft pick. We ended up picking 7th in the draft, but we made a trade to move up to number 5 because as the draft was progressing, there were some players that were left on the board that I honestly didn't expect to be there. And so we made a trade to move from 7 to number 5. And that we made the trade with Philadelphia. And so we ended up trading in the 7th pick, Josh Richardson, who was actually with the real-life Miami Heat, and our 31st pick, or our late first-round pick, I'm not sure, it was a late first-round pick, and then we ended up getting a player in the number 5 pick back in return. So as we take a look at our roster, also our biggest additions, however, did not occur on draft night for us. We were able to go out and make some moves in free agency. And come back with 2 of the very best players in the game on our team. So let me show you guys who we have. We have DeMarcus Cousins, who you probably saw in the uniform video. It was not hard to tell who that was. But we also were able to convince Paul George, surprisingly, to not go to Los Angeles or go back to OKC and contend, but come and win the championship with this expansion team instead. So we were able to convince him to come somehow, I guess, with the money. And then, of course, with the 5th pick, we ended up taking Marvin Bagley III, and Robert Covington was the player that we actually received in that trade as well. We ended up bringing Michael Beasley in because Michael Beasley is one of my not one of my favorite players, but he's a scorer, and so we definitely needed a scoring off the bench. So of course I go get a guy who likes to score to be just that, a scorer. Pierre Jackson. I remember watching Pierre Jackson at Baylor, if I'm not mistaken, during his college years. But he's had some injuries to start his NBA career, so he's probably not on a roster for real. I'm not exactly sure where he is, honestly, if you want to know the truth. But he is one of our best players off the bench. So he may not be in the NBA for real, but in in Chicago Ice's My League expansion, his NBA dreams have been realized. So John Henson was actually a player that we picked up in the expansion draft, so Milwaukee left him unprotected. Rajon Rondo, we picked up as a free agent as well. Josh Hart was another player that's a holdover from last season that we picked up in the expansion draft. And Kuzma, to my surprise, was left unprotected by the Lakers. We know that wouldn't happen if there was an actual, if there were, if, you know, the NBA were to expand teams. Kuzma would probably be a very protected player by the Los Angeles Lakers. But on this game, he wasn't. So because he wasn't, we certainly picked him up. And Brice Johnson is another player that we picked up during the expansion draft. And Cheick Diallo, Ojeleye, and Jared Vanderbilt is a player that we actually drafted. So we had 2 picks. We had the 5th pick, and then we had a 2nd round pick, and we were able to take him with that pick. So this is, you know, just wanted to share with you guys our uniforms, our roster, before I started to show you actual gameplay from our season. So if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions in terms of looking at our roster, in terms of starting, in terms of possible trades, things of that nature, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll certainly look into it. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Again, this is your girl, Queen Chill Mode. Again, thanks again for taking the time out of your day to watch my introductory video to my league, and you have a blessed day. Good night.